Airtime Prime.
Let's go. This is
what? This is what?
We started already. I don't know if we started already.
Or maybe we ended already.
No, we just started. we just started. Welcome back to this episode. Welcome back to this episode. Airtime. What's that? Let me get my mind right.
Hey, these are the best introductions ever.
Welcome to Airtime Prime, and this
Why are you shouting?
This is Airtime Prime. Welcome to Airtime Prime. I don't know what I'm doing today. Today we have a special guest. Before we introduce him, we have Leo. Leo, how's it going?
We have it's going alright, you know. I'm not bad, man. December's, you know what? To be honest, what do you really want to know?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Okay, so December's like a funny time for me, or like just kind of like the 3 months in general, where the sun goes down quicker. Like I just feel like it just affects me too much.
How are you mentally? Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's affecting me, bro. Like the whole like like winter time and whatever. So I would say like I'm kind of like in a good place, but at the same time I'm not.
Yeah, same. Actually, I'll get a lot of anxiety due to there's not enough sun.
To go sleep late.
Sometimes I do. Recently I've been sleeping late and waking up like 10 o'clock and 9. But waking up like there's no time. Like I wake up, do stuff, and then there's dark already.
That's what we were just saying, innit? We were just saying that feels like there's no concept of time.
Anyway, and it's time to introduce you. The guys go by Insxght.
Yes.
As the name say, he's a musician,
Yep.
piano magician,
Yep.
and a genius.
Yeah.
That's how I know him. So let's welcome him. Warm welcome to Insxght. Thank you for coming.
No worries, man.
Oh, the insights go by you.
This is what he does often, innit? He does this often.
I don't even do it, I swear to God.
How are you?
Oh, man. That's a good question. Real answer or just general?
I wanted like, how are you?
How am I? I am fatigued.
Yeah.
I'm tired. That's what I am.
From
Not
what?
From, you know what?
You haven't
loads of
even
things.
started yet.
Yo, you said the real question. Yo, I'm tired from the year. Not to say that it's been a bad year, because technically it's actually been a fairly good year for me. But, yeah, you know, just like you're doing a lot. When you're trying to do a lot, you're trying to hustle, and the grind catches up with you.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I
So
feel you.
it's catching up with me now.
It's like we're saying, as you get older, there's more stuff to do.
Mm.
And you start losing your time. Start losing the track of time. And I believe we're trying to adjust in our time. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
You're burning out, innit?
Yeah, man. I'm burning out. But yeah, I'm happy that I am, because it's not like I'm just doing nothing and I'm burning out. Like I'm actually doing a lot, I guess, for finances, for my career, to, you know what I mean, trying to help out in all the different departments that I work in my life. But obviously that takes a toll on you, especially if you don't rest. So I think I just need to rest a bit. So I'll do that in the holidays. Do you know what I mean?
What's the holiday? This year being a holiday.
I mean, you know,
you know what I mean? Like,
I get you, but I work in a school, right, as a
Okay.
daytime. So the holidays are literally the Christmas holidays. So when school breaks up, I can just chill. Do you get what I mean? Because everything I do is, even like the music thing, is based around my work time. So it's like, yeah, when the holidays come, I can just chill. Do you get what I mean? So
How did you find school when you went to school? Because I didn't even know that you work as like you work in.
yeah.
So what did you work as? Sorry.
So daytime, pastoral support worker in a secondary school. Are you asking how do I find school working?
Yeah,
there?
How did you find school when you went to school?
When I went to school, when I was a young one.
Yeah, because I'm always interested in like how people found school, and then when they start working in school, like what the difference is.
School's alright for me, you know. Like it wasn't too crazy. I went in, you did your normal things. That's when year 7 was when I kind of found out that I wanted to be a music producer. So I was always doing that kind of stuff. Never really had a problem with friends and all of that kind of jobs. Like I was just a calm guy. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't really that troublesome.
So you was a calm guy, but you're not a calm guy no more.
No, I'm still calm. I think I've been
That
calm.
was a calm guy.
I've been calm.
Nah,
I've been
just playing.
calm. But yeah, man, it's been calm. It was calm. Teachers were cool. No real beef with any guys. 1 or 2 fights here and there, but that's life.
Yeah, that's normal.
You know what I mean? 1 or 2 girls here and there, but again, life.
there's a lot of things to talk about. Like during COVID, the school was open. During second lockdown,
Yeah.
school was open as
Yeah.
well. What kind of things affect you? Like what, like mentally?
Mentally, not being able to go anywhere, but still having to go somewhere.
Elaborate that.
I still had to go into school. So the second lockdown, I started to go into school. But I'm so used to I'm so used to the daytime doing all the school stuff, and then every other ounce of time I have, I'm either practicing keys, or I'm teaching piano, or I'm gigging, or I'm going studio. I'm doing so many different music things. It's like the vast majority of those things kind of had to settle for a bit because of the second lockdown.
So like from like first lockdown happened, during like after first lockdown, the schools are open again.
I mean, by the time the first lockdown ended, schools were pretty much finished.
Yeah.
It was like the summer holidays.
True.
So it was like, but
what kind of changes happened in the school?
in terms of
Like in the school, yeah.
I mean, everything is staggered now. So like usually you would have one break, you would have one lunchtime. Now you have 2 breaks, 2 lunchtimes.
2 lunchtime.
Yeah, 2 different sets of lunchtimes, and each year group has to be in a confined space of the school as like a secondary bubble. So their first bubble is their classroom. Their secondary bubble would be the year, but even then we still try to separate them as much as possible, but they're kids.
So the lunch thing makes no sense because
the
reason being everyone's still going to go to the same space, but
Right.
it's just people have 2 different lunches. So it's basically people are split, right?
Yeah, but I guess the idea of it is because it's outside, there's more air and it's not like germs are staining. I don't know the science of it, but I guess it makes a bit more sense than doing that, but inside, if that makes sense.
I feel like sometimes people just do stuff just to show people that they're doing stuff,
Yeah.
even though it might not have any effect
Yeah.
or do anything,
Yeah.
but just like, hey, like we're doing this thing,
Mhm.
so that's how it's gonna, that's how it's
100%.
gonna help.
I think that's the school system in general, because if we really go by the definition of the word pandemic, we should not be. This shouldn't be like, we shouldn't be here. We should all be at home. We should all
I
be at
don't
home.
really think as what's happening in the world. It sounds so stupid to say. Like, I don't think this is an actual pandemic.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So, like, people going out, people doing stuff, people actually, schools are open, university open. There's a lot of things gone down to online teaching. But I don't really feel like pandemic.
Yeah. Don't feel the pressure.
I don't feel the pressure. But I didn't know how the first one was because I was not here.
Okay. It was
So-
it felt a bit more like one. The
Yeah.
first one. Yeah. Like you guys were like
The first one,
first couple of months of the first one, like April and May, it felt tense.
I didn't give a shit though. I was still out.
I didn't even. I mean,
Yeah.
they were trying to criminate myself.
I mean, sorry, that was a joke. I was not out there. Come on, man. I was definitely indoors. No, I was indoors actually for the first couple of weeks, and then after that, I was just out there because I was just like, no, I can't do
Yeah,
this.
but I think a lot of people were, and it was sunny as well.
Yeah,
It was
I
sunny.
heard-
It was hot. It was like 30-something degrees. Like everyone's in the park, doing pubs outside, and yeah, man, it was a vibe.
No one can take anything serious nowadays, man.
No.
You really can't. Like this generation just can't take stuff serious no more. Like everything's a meme, everything's a joke. So when you tell me, oh, you can't do this, I'm like, I'm gonna do the complete opposite of what you just asked me to do because for the sake of it.
We're quite a rebellious
100%.
kind of generation.
I love it.
Yeah.
And back to music. How did you get involved in the music?
Music. I guess my family was always musical. Big inspiration was my big brother. He was always quite musical. He got me into music production because he was doing it with my cousins, and I was like, oh snap, what's that? And then literally from then on, I've just been interested in music, and it's never really died down.
The recent video that you released, it touches my soul. It's like, I
Yeah?
was getting goosebumps.
Oh,
I was
you
like,
watched it?
yeah.
Dope, man.
So I was like, yeah, this is genius. Even now I'm saying it, I can feel the goosebumps. Like, you can't, yeah, like it's so smooth.
Yeah.
How much did you have to work to get to that level?
In terms of what exactly? The production of it? or
Production, not production of it, the creativity.
the creativity? I'd say a lot and not a lot at the same time. I guess the work came from thinking up what to do. Once you had that idea, then it was just about, okay, cool, let's just get the venue, let's get the people, let's get da-da-da-da-da, which is a whole nother stress on its own. The work for me, I guess, was just thinking of what I wanted to do, especially because it's a video for an instrumental. There's no words. So it can be whatever you want it to be, do you know what I mean? So it was more like, okay, what is this tune saying to me? What is it, saying inside? How do I present that to the world and get everyone to kind of see what my vision was for this tune, if that makes sense? Which I hope I did. I think I I think it was effective. So
But I think you hit the keyword vision, because that's what I was going to ask you. I feel like you had a vision for it, and you got a vision for music. That's the sense I'm picking up from when they're talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. You have to. If you don't, then you're just gonna do anything. Nothing's really gonna have any meaning. So you need to have a vision.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This is why one of the reasons now we started this podcast to give a platform to people, share their story, inside stories, like you are.
Yeah.
As your name say. What does it mean? Like what how come you picked the name? Like
How come I picked the name Insxght? So I picked the name Insxght because I picked it as a reminder, not necessarily as who I am now, but as a reminder of what I'm trying to be, if that makes sense. So I know that with music, definitely there'll be some introspective songs and there'll be some, kind of deep and meaningful stuff. But I know, like, if you blow or if you make it, you can get lost in the source. You can start just doing a whole bunch of madness, and then that reflects in your music. But it's hard to kind of do a madness when someone calls you Insxght. It's hard to be like mad when like if you look up the definition of Insxght, it's not a joke. Do you get what I mean? So someone calling me that, it's almost like, okay, senses, practice. Okay, why am I here? Why did I choose this name? Why did I choose music? What am I trying to say? Like all of those things come into my head when someone calls me Insxght. Do you get what I mean?
Bro, are you a philosopher?
No.
No, but like undercover, like undercover, just like.
And he's wearing a suit as well. People that listen on Spotify.
Maybe in the future one day, but nah, man. But yeah, that was the reason. So yeah.
You're looking good today,
bro. Try to, man.
Yeah, you're looking good.
What about other days?
I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah, bro, always. This is the basis.
Hey, you know what? I've learned something random today.
What is it?
It's not that random, but I was just looking into the words of policy, police, and politics. So apparently all three of those words, they all stem from the same sort of, basically they come from the same place, which is super interesting. And it's the three things that people hate the most.
Police, politics, and
policy.
Yeah.
Because obviously policy is politics.
Yeah.
Police is there to police
the
policies, and
they're all connected.
Yeah,
What's
they're all connected.
What's the original word? I'm assuming it's probably like Greek.
I don't think it's even a word, but I think it's something they would do. I can't remember exactly. I don't want to say it on camera or audio.
Politia, which means state.
State.
Or polis, which is the
Police.
But yeah, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll share the link with you after.
So how's creativity affect you? Like during COVID, during lockdown, what kind of creativity affect you? How was like before you sat down, before you sit on your piano, or, like what kind of process are you go through to get
something out?
To get something out.
I just have to feel something, which is good and bad. Good in the sense that if you feel something and then you put something out, you can tell it's usually heartfelt. Bad because sometimes or more time you don't feel like producing. Sometimes I don't want to play. Sometimes I just want to sit down and do nothing. Do you know what I mean? And I experienced a bit of that in the lockdown. So sometimes it was like, okay, force yourself. No, produce. You need to brush up on your skills or brush up on your piano. All of that kind of jazz. So, but generally, I feel like my best music comes from when I'm just feeling something and it's not really planned. And I'm just like, okay, go. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to having something in my head and trying to put it out because it's never really going to sound the same. Does that make sense? So, I mean, yeah.
Got a quick question for Insxght, yeah? Is it? Yeah, it's recording. So, obviously through lockdown, especially the first one, it seemed that it hit the music industry. People couldn't do shows, right? So a lot of people couldn't go studio. How did you sort of work that out, and what did you do to keep out there, keep your crowd engaged?
To keep my crowd.
What kind of ways?
I think, what did I do? I released more content on Instagram, so I started using my socials a bit more. I invested in myself more, so I was still working through lockdown. So art school, really cool. Every child has a Chromebook or has a laptop, is given a laptop. So when lockdown
from a school,
from the school, yeah.
That's
so they
cool.
so they pay like maybe £50. Do you know what I mean? So everything just moved online. So I was still working through lockdown, but I was just on my bed. Do you know what I mean? So I was still checking up on behavior, but on my bed. So because of that, I still got to earn what I usually earn, which means I was still making money, but I wasn't spending money on travel or going out, So I bought monitors, invested Logic, I bought plugins, you know what I mean? I built up my little set
Yeah.
at home, and then I started producing like better quality music. So
That's wonderful.
That's wonderful. So like as I was saying, the creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Like before you start playing anything,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do like to get in that zone? For the people that who just starting music, who's trying to get into music, what would you say to them?
I'll say, there's not really a right answer. I guess one of the things I do is listen to music that reflects what I'm feeling, and then maybe try to play that, and I always end up playing something different. Or sometimes, if you can, just jump on your instrument and just play and just see what you come up with. And then once you start hitting chords or notes that resonate with the frequency within, then it's like, okay, cool, I'm onto something here. Record, let's go. Do you know what I mean? So no real answer, but everyone's different. But I just respond heavily towards emotion and feeling as opposed to logic and let's make it hit, let's make a banger. It's more like, okay, cool, how do I feel?
It's all about what you're feeling in the moment.
Yeah.
So you try to play that in actual life
Yeah.
by playing.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So, like, where do you see yourself going with your music?
With music, it's weird because a lot of people have asked me this as of recent. Do you guys know, like, Quincy Jones? Yeah, I think that is the goal for me, because he does everything. He's produced albums, he's produced scores, he's produced TV shows, he's produced movies. He's done arguably everything you can do within the entertainment industry, and he's done it to such a high standard that arguably no one else can really touch. Like that's the goal for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
it's a heavy goal though.
No, you know what? It can be achievable.
Yeah,
it's achievable. If someone has done it before,
if you shoot for the moosh, you might.
Yeah, you might catch a couple of stars. Yeah, no, I feel you. Therefore.
Nah.
But definitely.
Nah, you wouldn't know what I meant. Yeah,
no, I get what you mean.
No.
We
had a guest.
Last
so
week.
we've got like an inside joke now. Obviously, he wanted to say if you shoot for the moon, but he ended up saying if you shoot for the moosh, and then it kind of slid past, and it was like, hold on, that didn't sound too right.
Shoot for the moosh.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing now? Like, what's your projects are coming?
So got a single coming out. I've got a couple of singles coming out. I've got another beat tape coming out. So first lockdown, I released a beat tape, just like calm, like chill out, work to vibes. This one's going to be a bit more up tempo, but still fairly reflective. That'll come out first quarter of next year, and then I've got 2 singles coming out like January, February.
That's sick.
So
looking forward to hear that.
Yeah, man.
This podcast will release on January as well. So
okay.
It'll be perfect. It'll be perfect time. For both of them to link up. And also, I want to ask is if it just came out of my head now. When you think about something and like it doesn't come out of your mouth. What was I going to say? I was going to say how's just lost my head.
You lost it.
I can follow up with a question if you want.
This is content.
Man, I lost it. It's just I felt blank now.
So don't worry. I wanted to ask because a few friends who, are producers and they work differently. So and the artists as well. I see there's certain producers that are they'll make the beat for the artist without the artist being there.
Yeah.
However, there are other ones that will do it in front of the artist, just do it with them.
Yeah.
Even have them in the studio write the rhymes while they're doing it or playing it to them. So what is your sort of style of
I think
doing what you do?
As a producer,
working your magic.
Yeah, I feel you. As a producer, I think it's really important to be able to do both. However, for me personally, I like it creating it from scratch with the artist because you get more of an insight into what they want and their vision. Do you know what I mean? So I prefer doing that. But some artists just want a beat, and they're not even that specific. They're like, oh, give me a Bryson Tiller type beat, or you know what I mean. You just have to have a couple of those.
Would you think that this sort of helps you? Even if when you do it by yourself, just be a bit more relaxed, or
it's like
it's because it's about creativity, isn't it? Right? Because you said before, it's like sometimes you can't just be requested something and just do it on the spot, right?
No, I guess that process is more relaxed, but I feel like it's not it's like more relaxed, but potentially less accurate because they're not there. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to maybe you're not relaxed, but once you get something with the artist there and they say, yes, this is it, then it's actually it. Do you know what I mean? So pros and cons to either side.
No, the problem that I had just now was my mind was over there, but I'm not here.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you get what you?
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel that, you know, when you're exhausted or when you're tired,
all the time.
like
All the time.
you want to be here, but you're not.
You're thinking of. Yeah.
But this is why I probably forgot the question. My question was, like, what your parents think about what you do.
Oof.
Hefty.
This is a question.
Lordy. Let me
So
drink a bit
before
more.
else, that, I want to know what nationality are you? What country are you from?
Guess it'll be easy.
Like, could you give me Africa or Caribbean?
Guess.
I hate when people say easy because they're trying to throw you off. It's like
I say,
it's like it puts more pressure on you. It's like, well, you're not gonna guess that. That's
if you get it
easy,
wrongs,
bro.
I don't mind at all. But usually
if I
people
say-
just say boom.
Because if I say Ghana or Nigeria, but then you're from Guinea-Bissau, it's a bit.
but I'm Nigerian.
Nigerian, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm from it's
Yeah.
a big country.
That's
so,
what that question that I used to ask you.
yeah.
That the Nigerian aspect of it is a big, because obviously I know about like
'Cause,
foreign parents. And
Because
Yeah.
I know where you're from.
Yeah.
So, like, I was thinking what, like, just it flew off when I was about to ask.
Mm.
Then it just flew up. Back to the
Well,
question.
Yeah, boy. I mean, I don't think I've asked them recently, but to my knowledge, they're not. I want to say they're like mad supportive, but they understand that it's happening, whether they like it or not. And you know what? Regardless of that, I'm still contribute. So I still contribute to the house. Do you know what I mean? And part of that money that I contribute to the house comes from music. So if you want me to stop music, then you want me to stop contributing to the house. You want me to stop helping you.
do you think like
So do you know what I mean?
do you think it's a case of like people like with parents nowadays? Yeah, no matter what you do, they just want some form of income. Or do you think they care about your career, kind of thing?
I think that
Good
I think they
question.
can't distinguish the two.
Oh, serious?
I feel like they care about you, but like, so obviously my parents are quite old and, you know, Nigerian. What their version of what love is and what care is very different to mine. So mine will be more emotion based on how I'm feeling, how my mental state is and how all of that is. They're born from like Nige, like back home, and I've seen
More
home.
financial and
Okay.
stuff.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like love is stability.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, cool, if to show that I love you, I want you to be stable. Do you know what I mean? And stability doesn't look like what I'm trying to do, I guess. Stability looks like a 9 to 5, a regular monthly salary that increases over time.
What you're doing, like creativity and like powerful, you're inspiring many people.
Hopefully.
Like you are,
Yeah.
you're inspiring to me as well.
Bro, thank you, man.
So,
Likewise.
so what you're doing is amazing. I will say that. And like the parents that don't see, I feel really sorry for them. Because like it takes time to get where you need to be,
Yeah.
but especially asking that to understand from an artist, from a genius. Like I see you as a genius, what you're creating. But if someone asked me to do what you do, I was like, I can't do it. The people in the industry, especially entertainment industry, need someone like you to be out there delivering the genius work.
But you know, I think as much as, you know, I like to think that I'm, you know, different and all like that. So say I'm a special one, hopefully, God willing, innit? But there are a lot of others who are just out here just trying to do whatever and more times don't make it. And I think because I guess that's seen more than the success stories, or the success stories are seen as 1 in a million and the failures are seen as the rest of the 999,000.
Because the difference is how you navigate.
Yeah.
It's like how do you navigate? Like you said, there's like thousands or hundreds of thousands of people trying to do the same thing. But what's going to separate them is how they navigate through the process.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important.
You know what I'll say? Success and failure follow the same path.
Word.
There's I wouldn't say
Bars.
I
Taking
failed.
that.
I
Like
produce a beat. I get a beat for him as well. So he can start
man.
spitting.
Let's go.
so I believe because I see in my life. My mom told me like there's a lot of people see me as a failure, even now until today. Like it's really hard for me as I've been creative. Like I started as an engineering path. Like my parents want to be engineer and become. When I became a pilot, people believe that I will pursue a career in like actual film, like piloting industry. Then my life had a downside. I was going mental health. Like no one was asking what's happening, what kind of state you are. Then I booked myself one-way ticket to Africa. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bought a camera.
Where'd you go in Africa?
I went Rwanda.
Oh man.
East Africa.
Yeah.
Then I was like, you know what? I want to tell my story, travel around, and I'll copy someone like the way they do content and stuff. But obviously, it's like you need someone like
Support.
Like some guys, Dwayne said in one of my podcasts, he said everyone need a positive leader in their life, positive role model in their life. So like I just followed him as a positive mentor. Like even though he's not there, I'm just looking up to someone like he's doing it. Let me just give it a go.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's so important.
I just followed him. I just followed his way, and then people say, "Oh, you're copying. You're not seeing the progress of how much."
You said you're copying.
I don't want to put names out.
I fuck them anyway. Whoever that was, if you're watching this,
start doing a diss track.
Yeah, but it's not really important. But what it happened is it affects you mentally.
But that's what I was gonna say. It clearly got to your head. Like we're talking about this now. And how long ago was that?
It's about 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. You ever done that? Like what? When I
Like
find out
it still hurt me till today. Like look,
especially if they meant something to you as well.
yeah, mentally, like it scarred me. I can't put a word out. I was like, but it is what it is. And then the world, people doesn't care. I was like, fuck it.
But show them differently, man. That's the
So
thing. That's the goal.
even though after traveling and stuff, you know how much stuff that I've learned. Like, there's no one that can say to me today they have traveled with like less money with backpacking in my age after uni, leaving uni and going out traveling.
Yeah.
Like not caring like where the bill's I'm gonna pay from, what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. It's scary because it's a scary life to live. When
It
you've
was,
done it
it
though.
was like I was scared before I left.
Yeah, of course.
I was crying. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna survive. I didn't even have money.
Yeah.
Like,
look how much you've probably grown from that.
I've grown
Do you know what I'm
so
saying?
much. Like I'm so
In
like
comparison to you like doing a job and just doing the normal path. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm still like I'm not broke, but I'm broke.
Yeah.
Like,
But you're rich in here. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
you're rich in
I
experience.
appreciate that, man.
More
I
so than
appreciate
people your age. So
yeah,
I don't know,
appreciate
man.
that.
The path less followed isn't always necessarily the wrong path. It's just the path less followed.
You know what? The society we live in right now, right? It's all about how much money you make and what car you drive, or how like
It's quite materialistic.
Yeah,
But you know
like
what? Yeah, I dropped out of that society. I don't live there no more. You get me? So
it's hard when you're surrounded by
there.
those kind of people, like money driven.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I believe is life is equal experience.
Yeah.
The more experience you have, the more wiser you get. You can teach the kids,
Yeah.
like the young generation,
Defo.
like what you learned from
Defo.
it, and give them back. You get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
From my experience, I would say I've learned a lot. I'm not ego. I'm like so grounded. Like I start wearing one t-shirt when I was traveling, only one t-shirt. Not when I say one t-shirt, one color, grey color.
Yeah.
Not changing colors. Like there's at least I have 5-6 different top on my traveling. I just change it every single day. But I don't have to think too much anymore.
Yeah.
Like in the materialist world that we live in, like we need to think about what color we need to wear today, what I need to wear next, what shoes does it go on.
But you know what?
Waste
Yeah.
so much time.
You know what? I think that's important though, because you produce music here, and I feel like actually part of that, like what color I'm gonna wear and what whatever, that's creativity as well.
Yeah,
when you wake up in the morning and you're deciding what you're gonna wear on the day,
It's how I express
you're
myself.
being creative. Yeah, you're expressing yourself through different items.
Word.
Like, I'm not saying
Literally,
it's
But I know what you're saying. You're talking about the designers and like you're talking,
like
I get you.
fuck Gucci.
a Gucci sponsor us.
Nah, fuck that. We don't want you. We don't
No,
want
but
your
also
money.
the
Go away.
clothes definitely. Everything reflects you. Like this suit is my Monday suit because it's like Monday is like blue. It's like okay, let me. So I'm all dark. My tie was black. It's just like as it gets on, my suits generally get a bit lighter and they look a bit more flamboyant. Do you know what I mean? But Monday is. Then let me just get through Monday. The suit represents that. Do you get what I mean?
But take
So
off.
How does
Take
your
away Mon.
weekend suit look?
my weekend suit, boy. People ain't ready for the weekend suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes out, it comes out.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like that energy.
man. Come
So
on.
what happens if you take Mon away?
As in
Mon.
from the Monday,
Yeah.
it's just a day.
Yeah. What about choose?
What Tuesday?
Yeah.
As in if you take choose from the day.
You know what?
Yeah.
I believe.
It's just a day.
I believe.
Everything's
It's just a
a
day,
day.
innit?
Everything's just a day, but I guess it's like because my days are so structured, they generally follow the same kind of wave. Do you get what I mean? So if I wasn't working the job I was working, my dress sense would be quite different. But whatever days I'm feeling like just let me just get through it.
Do you feel
Be represented through my clothes.
Sorry, this is just a random one.
Go on.
Do you feel like you're acting? Like, it's not us, I'm not talking about here. But do you feel like you're acting? Like, see the work that you do, the job that you do. Because I feel like they call it job roles, right?
Yeah.
You know, in acting, like people have roles different. They play different roles and stuff. I feel like sometimes certain work can force someone to be in a certain type of way, but they're not, sort of thing. That's what I'm asking. Do you feel like you have to act?
At first I did, but kids, as annoying as they can be, are quite honest and they can see through you. So when I was acting, when I was trying to be very like well spoken, no, like, do you know what I mean? And all that. So what are you doing? And I'm like, you don't even know me. How are you gonna ask me so what I'm doing? But like, but they just clocked it.
Big up here with that was.
Yeah, on reels. And then it's like cool. I'm still formal, but I talk like me. Do you know what I mean? And fair enough. I guess I sound young and I sound like I'm from South or whatever. That's cool. I don't mind. But I'm still me. And as long as I'm still me, kids kind of respect that more.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So I used to, but it doesn't. Like acting doesn't help you.
But what about colleagues? I guess like just more about, because that's different, right?
It is a slidey bit.
Yeah.
I think it's weird. No, you know what it is with colleagues?
It's like they play like this social game. It's
man. Colleagues, I swear, like colleagues, like gigs give you stress, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you can forget about it. Colleague stress is different, man. It's weird because man, that's a question, you know.
It's
Got me thinking,
it's a lot
talking
like
about the passive aggressiveness.
Yo,
Say that again.
Aggressive,
Passive aggressiveness,
bro.
PA. That's a new
it's
initial
the
for
sly
PA.
shit.
Passive
It's like,
aggressiveness.
oh, you're not really
In the
violating me,
UK.
but you're violating. Like
Yeah.
you're not taking the mic. You're trying to be nice, but you're taking the.
But they
piss.
know what they're doing.
They
though.
know what they're
Yeah.
doing. And like for me, this is my first kind of formal job. So me, I'm like, I'm a bit too like, this is this and that is that.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
you're
like,
learning how to navigate.
Do I have to
stuff
navigate
and-
that, or
yeah.
do I stick true to myself? And whoever bumps with me, whoever doesn't. So
You just gotta be true to yourself, and
that's what I do. And you know, it's working for me now.
But they'll try to draw you into their like politics.
100%.
And you're like, I don't want to be
100%.
part
No,
of
but
that.
I've made it
and-
very clear.
Yeah.
Like, I come here, I do this.
Yeah.
4:30, bye.
Yeah.
I'm not working past this. I know, nope, I'm bye.
Yeah.
I'll go for drinks every now and again, but bye. I have my other life.
in a bit.
Do you get what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
still true to me. I'm still the same me, but I'm just like, yo.
So you don't have like any like good relationships with your colleagues or whatnot, or
I have one or two.
out of the whole school?
You know, that's the thing. I've
Ow.
like no. You know, I've like I can talk to like most of the colleagues, not without a problem. But there's a difference between like, you know, being associates and being like, yo, I can chat to you. Like I've got one colleague, my boy. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And because of that, I can chat to him outside work about any, like, you know what I mean? You can just talk.
Yeah.
Whereas there's people you just get along with just because they're in work and you know what I mean? Oh, we're in the same role. Okay.
Quick one. So there was something I thought about a few months ago, which was like, why is it they call it job, but they also there's a word called occupation, right? I don't know where job comes from. I don't know where the word comes from. I'll have to Google that one. But shout out to Google. But
University of Google.
University of Google. But I thought job is your job that you. Just
Job
to
is like a
elaborate on that. I
chore.
thought job is the job that you do maybe for money, but occupation is the one that occupies your mind.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that one?
I think that's real. I feel like job definitely kind of fits more of the role of maybe like a chore, something you have to do to kind of survive. Occupation is something that I guess you have to do for your heart and your mind to be intact.
So is
That makes
occupation where you occupy something, or is it occupying you? Like, that's the question.
That is a question. I think I guess it depends on your perspective. Is it half full or is it half empty? Do you get what I mean? I think
Nothing's in there.
Boy, there's nothing in there. But you can lie and say air's in there and it fills it up. So there's always perspectives. There's always different sides. Do you know what I mean? But occupation, I definitely feels more for the heart and the mind as opposed to a job.
Doing what you like.
Doing what you like, doing what fulfills you.
So doing your what do you do at school?
So pastoral support.
So by doing that,
Yeah.
do you feel like you work in there as like you're actually doing a job for them, or what have you learned from your job so far?
I have learned or deeped more that it is so important for young people to have role models who sound like them and who look like them.
Big. I love that.
I've always wanted to work with kids, but which is why I did this role. Like technically, so I did a degree in economics. Technically, I can be doing a whole different kind of job and I'll be making way more money than I do now. But this one, I felt like fulfilled me a bit more. And it does, and it made me realize, like representation is a big thing. Like they don't like kids seeing a black teacher in the school seen a black male teacher in a school, like it's just different.
Bro, I just want to appreciate you right now
Oh, thanks,
because do you know why? Yeah, because you're adding so much value for the kids, for the young people.
Thank you, man.
And I feel like, and the thing is, I feel like they need you, especially that when I went to school, like I bumped into a lot of like, I don't even know how to describe those teachers, but I feel like obviously I don't know what it's like now in terms
It's
of
not that different.
exactly, but I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like you're the right person to be there and to be there for those kids as
Try
well.
to,
So
man.
I feel like that's
Scary
super
though, because it's
important.
like you in the school you realize, man, a lot of people don't want to be here. They're just there for the check, or they're there for the potential of being promoted. They're not really there for the well-being or welfare.
I call them
of the kids.
bypassers. They're just
Bro,
bypassing, bro.
Reals.
You're there,
But
you're
no,
there, you're
I
there,
don't
you're
wanna
there
be
for a
out of school.
purpose, but they're just bypassing.
Yeah,
I don't want to be at the school, but I feel like that there's majority of schools.
What is it,
like
Forest Gate Community School?
No.
There's a lot of places in school like
Yeah.
they're just there for the paycheck. They're not trying to be there. They're not trying to look after the kids.
Word. But I think that's because there's a lot of people in jobs full stop that they don't want to be in.
But I think schools are stuck. Do you know what? I think schools are gonna, I don't want to use the word die, but I think something's gonna happen to them. You know why? Yeah. I think the whole education system is gonna get shaken up in
should
the
do.
next 10 years because the reason being, I keep saying this, probably like the second episode I'm saying it. Like a 15-year-old can literally use Google or YouTube or whatever to learn anything they want to without having to go to uni.
Word.
Like literally, like
Word.
people, like something's gonna happen to school because like it's getting to the point where like information. So back in the day, for people to access information,
Scarce.
they would need a specialist or
Yeah.
whatever. So certain teachers were specialized in certain things and whatnot. Now all of that is accessible by
Online.
anyone. Like it's there.
And
Like a parent can become
A
the teacher and teach
yeah.
them whatever they want to teach them.
Word.
It's like someone can go on Google and be like, how do I teach my kids maths?
Mm.
Bro, that's a
Right,
thing.
The thing
there's
is,
whole
the thing I clocked is that then they're not. This happens with a lot of things here, but they're not actually fully remembering the true reason why they're doing what they're doing. I think about it. The purpose of, let's say, English, for example. The whole reason for us learning English in schools is for us to articulate ourselves properly, so we can kind of come across as like our first impression will be good and whatnot.
Yeah.
So why am I learning about Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Why am I learning about? Why am I stressing my entire school
You
grade
know
learning about
what?
Shakespeare and who same thing applies to maths, whatever? Like,
Yeah.
it's too much.
I think I feel like in terms of like the knowledge, I guess depending on subject, I don't really complain, but I feel like it's the application to real life that is lacking in
Bro,
every stage of
bad
education,
thing.
uni, college, primary, like the application of why I need to learn this. Why do I need to learn Pythagoras theorem?
Hey, do you know
They're
Shakespeare?
forgetting the
Bro,
real world
like,
outside
do you know what I'm
this.
saying?
Hey,
Like-
did you think Shakespeare was shaking his spear all the time?
Shut up, bro. Fucking hell.
No, but even with like Shakespeare was so expressive within his plays. But is there like a curriculum where they go, okay, let's dissect this. What does he mean? Why did he express himself like that? How do you then apply it to yourself? They don't do that. It's just
They do, but they skipped the important part, which is the last part.
Mm.
How do I apply this to myself? They skip that part
Mm.
because they move on to the next thing after
Yeah.
that. That's what I'm saying. They're forgetting the true purpose and the true reason why we
Word.
started this
Word.
whole thing.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Like you said, there's no application.
word.
The application to apply on your life.
Yeah.
If like university taught me, like I study engineering,
Mhm.
aerospace engineering, but what it taught me how to solve problem. I was doing math equation, but I taught myself like life is full of problems.
Mm.
But how can we solve? Like how can we find a solution? This is what I've learned. University didn't teach me that,
Mm.
but I had to learn that by myself.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from. So it's about if you're wise enough to know what you're learning, how you can apply it. That's good, but university won't teach you. Or school and college won't teach you that.
But I think even learning how to like take something and then apply it to yourself is a skill in itself that isn't taught.
But then technology is taking a lot of that like value of learning those kind of maths and whatever. Even English, like it's taking a lot of that away. Like the technology
Yeah,
itself.
it is.
It's like we're getting to the point where like you don't have to do anything. It's like you can go to the shop and sometime in the next 3-4 years or whatever, like they will calculate things for you. By the time you get, I think they're already doing it. I think Amazon has
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So also like your smart fridge or whatever.
It's doing
Someone
everything.
told me about this before. Like it will tell you, if you don't have enough milk and whatever. So
Before
it's
you
like,
know it, yeah.
it's like forget
Yeah.
using your memory, forget,
But then I
all of
feel
this.
like that, although that is true, nothing will beat physical human connection.
There was
So
nothing.
regardless of like,
No, 100%.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Listen, do you know what's gonna happen? I feel like we're gonna go in a circle,
Mm.
yeah. where people gonna go like kind of stray away from the whole human thing
Yeah,
or whatever,
go online,
and then everyone's gonna
realise
remember,
it.
oh shit, actually,
I could have a
human
teacher,
beings
you
are
know?
the most important things.
have a
Like so,
tutor.
yeah.
Yeah.
like,
You know,
that's-
there's a movie that I don't know if you've seen it. If you're watching this, watch Surrogate.
Surrogate.
Yeah, it's a big movie. It's related to the future.
Okay.
So what is shown in Surrogate is happening right now.
They don't watch Black Mirror. Did you watch Black Mirror before?
Couple of
Yeah,
episodes,
yeah,
yeah, couple of episodes.
couple of them.
That thing is scary because a lot of the stuff that's on there,
It's
it looks like it can happen. Like for
You know,
real.
let me add that another one. I was in China.
Mm.
I was in Beijing. Like, there's a girls that I was chilling around with.
Mhm.
They was telling me they go to their house from work. They press, like, they order it from phone or they press something. I can't remember exactly. And within 45 hours, 45 minutes, it arrived to your house.
Mm.
Like, you go home, you don't have anything.
Mm.
Food, grocery, whatever you need. Within 45 minutes to an hour, it come to your house. You don't
Everyone's
even
making
have
money.
to. You don't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
have to go out to go get it.
Yeah.
And this is happening in China right now.
Yeah.
That was about a year and a half ago.
That's far. That's just yeah.
A year and a half ago. Imagine what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like, UK is at least, I would say, 10, 20 years.
20.
But that's
10, 20 years
that's
behind.
driven by money. That's the thing. The thing is, yeah. So I feel like that's driven by money. It's like for someone to do that, they have to go like, hey, like, let's do this thing where we beat everyone and we're gonna deliver groceries within 45 minutes. They're gonna pay us. Who else they're gonna go to?
I think those kind of people are just ahead of just
Nah,
civilization.
you see a lot of
right
Asian
now.
countries like Japan and China and whatnot, yeah. Because they're so segregated from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Their development in technologies is
It's
mad.
different.
Bro, my boy went to Tokyo recently. He was telling me about the technology. Bro, if there's a hotel here where you might order food, whatever, and they'll send a robot to your door.
Bruh.
That's even
the
happening.
robot will say hello to you, ask you how you are. You open the thing like it's like a bin. And you open it, take off it. It will say goodbye and walk away like a human.
They probably got laws against like robots and stuff. What if you
Yeah,
beat a robot in the
proper.
face?
Do you know
Brother,
what
you're
I
getting
mean?
arrested.
Yeah, man.
When
You
you
beat
see
a
their
robot in
head.
the face.
Their head, man.
Imagine being a robot
Get him.
fed.
Hey, listen, the robots will come and arrest you as well, you know.
I can't, if you get arrested by a robot fed, you're a dickhead. If you get arrested by a robot fed, you're a dickhead.
Hey, listen, turn it to Robocop, innit?
Yeah.
Mm.
What
Nah,
I'll
he's
say-
more human
what-
than
let me
robot, man.
ask you this.
Go on.
Where humanity is going?
Where's humanity going?
Oof, deeper one.
I think we're heading towards, I guess, like another. I feel like a revolution is due, man.
Mm.
A revolution of due. What of? I'm not sure, but a revolution is due because I think people are tired.
Either that or self-destruction.
Maybe both.
Bro, it's actually 50-50.
Do you get what I mean?
It's
But it's
actually
like
50-50,
we're
but-
just. I think we're getting to the point where more and more people are just tired of the way things are, and more and more people are brave enough to not stand for it. And I feel like that's like the government or the man's worst fear, of having people who he can no longer control. So it's either they lose control and we end up innovating everything, or in fear of losing control, everything gets locked off, blown up, done out. Do you get what I mean?
Section boys.
Bruh. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm
I
not
think
sure.
humanities are breaking. There's a half of people,
Mhm.
like populations, breaking slowly because they don't
What do you mean by
understand
breaking?
mentally.
Yeah.
They're breaking. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They wake up another day, another dragful day,
More than half, boy.
more than half, right?
Mm.
So they're dragging every single day, and I was like, yeah, what the fuck going on?
Yeah.
So I believe that that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm. But I think there's people who are taking advantage of it as well. Pros and cons. Everything is just
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's a pros like we become more active.
Mm.
We're going really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But why are we actually going fast?
Mm.
Do you get what
But
I'm
I think-
going?
But I think your perspective will shape your experience as well. So
Taking that.
you know
one as
how
well.
I said
Yeah.
someone might wake up and they're like, oh, it's a drag, but someone else might have a different mindset. They're like, fuck it, I don't really care about what's kind of like, not that they don't care about what's happening, but they don't really care. Like things don't phase them too much.
Mhm.
They're just out there. They're just like, cool, I'm going to do this and do that. Even though they are like going through certain struggles and whatever,
Yeah.
but they're just like overcoming the adversities and
Yeah.
stuff.
And they'll make the
So I
best
feel like,
products.
yeah,
they'll
depending-
end up making the best music. They'll
Yeah.
end up making the best art.
I have before we close, I have
Go on.
2 questions.
Go on.
If money wasn't not important,
Mm.
would you teach in a school?
If money was not important, I wouldn't teach in schools like the way they are designed here. If anything, I would create a different type of school. if that makes sense.
How would you design a different type?
I'll create a school where there's not just one kind of type of learning or one type of curriculum for every kind of subject. I'll like ideally create a school that's caters to every individual, because I feel like kids aren't all, not people aren't all the same. Do you know what I mean? So you can get a bunch of kids who are visual learners, you can get a bunch of kids who are academic, you can get a bunch of kids who are just creative, and tailor different things to them. So I'll be a bit more of a specified school, and it'll be a bit more therapeutic. It will be a bit more, do you know what I mean?
You know what schools need to do, like kids, when children go to the school, they should do meditation.
100.
10 minutes. All the students, all the staff member.
I disagree. I don't think they should. That's the thing. I don't think they should do anything. Like, I feel like I'm sorry, yeah, but I just
challenging, man. You're always challenging someone.
no, but it's just like I just feel like we always have this thing of like everyone thinks like, and this is not like directed to you, but people think that, you know, one way is the right way, or
I'm not
that
saying
way,
that one
or-
way is the right way.
You know what I'm trying to say? I don't think. I think the best way to live. Well, I'm kind of a hypocrite, but do you know what? I think people should just have the freedom to just do what they want to do. You know, like someone might want to do this and whatever.
Elon Musk
And I
built
feel
that
like,
already.
and I feel like 100%. I feel like someone would definitely benefit from meditation. However, that's only if they want to do it, because
know,
otherwise
I
it
think
just
what
becomes a
I-
drag for someone.
But I feel like people meditate differently.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like everyone probably meditates, but you might sit down, I might go for a jog, I might play piano, you might film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's soothing of the mind. So
But do you
Nah,
know
for
what
certain.
I think the problem is with like companies and schools?
go on.
They're not open to new things. You know what I'm saying? So if I was to come to like a head teacher of a school and say, "Oh, I have an idea. Why do we get all these kids to meditate? Like when they come in for the 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. lessons at 9 in the morning, bro. Why do we get them to do like this 10-minute?
You know, I feel like they don't want to change it because they have a system that works for them,
Yeah,
that brings them money, that makes worker bees. Do you know what I mean? Why would they want to change that? Because it's
Bro, it's
beneficial for them.
It's part of the bigger global economy.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Guys,
Do you know what I'm trying to
sorry.
say?
So I don't know here because I didn't go to school here, but then you go.
Did you even go to school at all?
Oh,
I think so. I think so. It doesn't look like it, but yeah. But
that's right.
like if they got time to do prayer in the morning and sing the national anthem, then they got time to meditate.
No, 100%.
You understand? Or anything else.
Yeah.
Make time for
Because
they
make
do it in
time
other
for
countries, so-
yeah.
Well, I have we asked this to everyone. Before I ask, you have a minute to this camera over there. Yeah, I'm gonna do a question afterward.
Go on.
Like I'm gonna do the question now. You got a minute to whatever you're coming. As you mentioned already, you got music's coming out
Yeah.
in the future. What are those? If you got 1 minute, just however.
Well, you know, I guess. So I've got a song coming out, basically just saying that we're still here. Like, you know what, it's been a crazy year and a lot of people aren't here, but we're still here. And that's something to think about. That's something to be grateful for. So I've got a song kind of explaining that. I've got another song explaining the, I guess, importance of like not just rushing to be in a relationship or rushing for romance, but waiting for someone who's actually compatible. I guess I have different projects that I'm the type of artist that takes you on a journey. So whatever I put out will put you in a journey. So if you're into that, I'm your guy. That's what I would say.
So like we have this for everyone. We
Go
set
on.
this trend. And what have you learned from yourself, your younger yourself? What have you learned so far?
As in, so what have I learned from life in general? You mean?
If you could tell,
If I could talk to my younger
Bro,
self,
just
Ooh.
rephrase the question.
yeah,
man.
let me
Go.
rephrase the question.
I could speak to my younger self. What would
If
I
you
say?
if you can if you not rephrase, if you can tell your younger self, what would you tell him?
Be me. Don't
Straight.
worry
I
about
love that.
anything. Don't just do whatever you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, be okay with that. If you flop, learn, but be you. And
If you could tell,
if you flop, flip flop.
if you can tell, like you're watching this from 10 years from now,
Mhm.
hopefully, God willing,
Mhm.
what would you tell yourself?
my future self. I'll tell my future. I'll probably be like, boy, I hope it was worth it. I hope all the hustle and grind was worth it. I'd say, remember these times, because like my future self will have a lot more responsibilities. So remember the times where even though life is stressful, bro, I'm still young. Like I'm a young G. Do you know what I mean? So I'm still living. So just remember that there's still life, regardless of responsibilities. I guess I'd say that.
But bro, but technically,
Oh god.
this is the younger you to your future self, innit?
Yeah. Yeah.
I already knew what's coming.
Technically.
It was very nice to have you, even though I struggle a lot today. Thank you. Like,
Bro, thank you for having me.
There was a lot of things going on. To be honest, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in my head today because it's Monday.
Of course.
It's Monday, and obviously I changed the setting.
Yeah.
And I
But
didn't.
you can relax now a bit.
Yeah. I feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
But I would like to say massive thank you for coming down today
Appreciate
on
it, man.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for giving me some insights today.
Yes. Come on
Definitely.
now. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Love this. Dope, man.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
And peace out. Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on all the platforms, subscribe, follow.
Yeah.
And if
Thank
you
you
have,
very much.
thank you very much.
You guys.
Thank you very much. If you have anything to say, send us DM. We'll play on a podcast. We'd like to hear your feedback. Thank you. Peace out.